Beep. Welcome to Jeremy Rewinds. Today, what is going on, everyone? Welcome to Jeremy Rewinds. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping in and showing up. I'm super excited to have you here. And if you're a continued watcher of the channel, or if you're a subscriber, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
From the bottom of my heart.
It really means a lot to me because I'm so passionate about this hobby. And somewhere over time, I just never found something that spoke to me like games do. Let's talk about pickups this week that I did online. And I want to talk first, I'm going to block this out, shipping. This box, first off, this game here, this is Jurassic Park Warpath, it's called Warpath Jurassic Park. It is in beautiful condition. Okay, disc is great, everything is there, nothing is messed up. I mean, it is, I paid up for this because I had this thing in my mind a few weeks ago. I was like, you know what, I want to get every single Jurassic Park game. I am such a Jurassic Park fanatic that I really want to get all the games. Now, I already had Jurassic Park on NES, and I have the Lost World on Saturn, wherever it's at over there. And I recently picked up at Davy's Toys in Sanford, Jurassic Park 2 for the SNES. And I kept thinking, I'm like, well, you know what? And I have it on Game Gear. So I'm just hit and miss on a few different things here. But I was like, you know what? I know there's more than just a few Jurassic Park games. There's a bunch. Ooh. Anyways, this one's not an inexpensive game. It wasn't super expensive. I mean, these things are only like $50 to begin with, and unfortunately, it's about the same price still in today's day. But it, from my understanding, I haven't tested it yet. It is a super fun game and a must-have game that people have just raved about from my understanding online. So I'm super excited to play it. From the back of it, it kind of reminds me of like a a Street Fighter kind of game, Mortal Kombat, whatever, Play Fighter, whatever you want to call it. It's just a fighting game, but you're done with dinosaurs. So I'm super excited to test this out. And again, the reason I bring this up, because one, this is now going part of the Jurassic Park collection. But this box, this is how the guy shipped it. Look at this. Look at this. When this thing is all folded up, that's what the inside looks like. I mean, this right here, overkill. But let me tell you what, I am in love with how well this person packaged this thing up. I get games in the mail, and I am mortified as how some games get shipped. Absolutely mortified. That right there is the other end of the spectrum. The one end's over here of mortification, or whatever you want to call it, being horribly just like, oh, how did this thing survive? And most time it doesn't. To the other end over here, where it's like, wow, that thing is just crazy how well packaged up it was. So thank you so much for that. And the prime example are two other items. I had also ordered Jurassic Park 1 on the SNES because I didn't have it, oddly enough. And it showed up, and there was a giant crack in the back of the case. Now, the guy said it was cracked before he shipped it. I didn't see that in the pictures. Went through and told him, I said, listen, I don't see it. And if it really was there, I wish you would have, done more to point that out, because it felt like if it was there, they were trying to sneak it in. And so anyways, long story short, it is what it is. The game got returned, and I've got another one coming. So I'm excited about that, at least. And we'll get into pickups on another video, but I want to talk about items that you resell, that I resell to pay for this stuff. So anyways, my wife, wonderful person again, as I love talking about, she picked this up at Goodwill. This is just a old electronics football. Okay, it does work. I took the batteries back out, but it does work. This top row up here is a little faded out, but I have no idea how to play it. I have no idea if I'll ever find directions on how to play it, because on the back of the thing, it doesn't really say. Oh no, I'm sorry, there's the directions right there. Ha ha ha. So anyways, little handhelds like that. Goofy, but I'm into collecting them. We talked about the other thing. I had to pick up a DS, a Switch. Wow. This is a new charger for my Game Boy Advance SP. I bought one, can't find it for the life of me. I don't know if I lost it somewhere, left it somewhere. It's gone. I bought that one. That's an official one. I paid like $7 for it online. Happy about that. Dinosaurs for Hire. Guy had this listed. It is CIB, as you can see right here. Manual is in good shape. The disc, wow. The cartridge is in decent shape. There is a notch right there where my thumb is out of the label, but overall, nothing to complain about. I mean, it's, you know, forever old, 1993, 4, 5, 93, yeah, 1993. Dinosaur for Hire. So, I don't know, I was on a dinosaur hunt, I guess, but I haven't tried it yet. I'm gonna try it. It just showed up this past week. My wife was at Goodwill. She picked this up for $3, I think it was, $2.99 for unmarked games. This is Brothers in Arms, Road to the Hill 30. It is CIB, and the disc is in good shape. The other thing I picked up were controllers. Oh, you know what? The other thing we picked up I picked up from one guy, which I got this, that, and I got something else. An NES Max controller. I have never had an NES Max controller. I'm super excited. What I should have done is done a open controller like John Riggs does. If you ever watch John Riggs, open cart surgery he does. I should have done an open controller surgery on this. This thing was, well, first off, this middle piece here was like really hard to move, and it just didn't want to cooperate. And I'm like, well, everything feels crunchy. It was disgusting. It looked like somebody had like crunched up Doritos and smashed it in there and then shut it back up. It was so gross on the inside of this thing. Lots of soap, lots of rubbing alcohol. 91% is what I've used, and it doesn't ever give me any fault. And now this thing is beautiful, works excellent, no issues. I really like it. I see why a lot of people like it. I mean, it almost is the start of shoulder buttons. If you see these right here, they're not really there, but it's like they're starting to train you a little bit on that. You got your turbo buttons. I mean, it's really, really cool. So super excited to have that. Paid a couple bucks for that. This is the real reason why I ended up hooking up with this guy, because this, as you guys all know, I love all of my old stuff, but Genesis was always nearest and dearest to my heart after my Nintendo, because I didn't have a Super growing up, and I do now, but this is still my Nintendo and then my Genesis. And this thing is, it's all in here. Here's the controller. It's in great shape, but more importantly, besides the box being in decent shape, the guy threw in some old Star Wars cards. So I have no idea why, but maybe he didn't know they were in there. Maybe he did. Doesn't really matter. They're neat either way. But there's a little thing in here about Sega Vision, which we'll get to in a second. And then the other thing I love is the paperwork, the directions for the Sega 6-button controller. And it looks like there's actually 2 sets of them in here. Okay, so anyways, so that's really cool to have in the collection, so I'm super stoked about that. All right, next thing, as you guys saw recently, there was some toy pickups that I wanted to do in this cabinet right here over my left shoulder, your right screen, maybe, I don't know, however this thing looks. Anyways, in my toy cabinet from when I was a kid, I got a bunch of turtles in there, and most of them were CIB. Some of them obviously CIB. Most of them were complete, not in box, obviously. Complete, I mean, with all their accessories. But some of them picked up at garage sales and whatnot. And I don't know why I say whatnot so much. But anyways, this is for Rocksteady. I bought this. There was a guy I saw on eBay who had that for Rocksteady. I think this was for Rocksteady as well. There was a trash can lid, and then there was a sewer lid. I think this was for Bebop. One of those two was for Rocksteady, one was for Bebop. This is for Rocksteady. This is his belt. And I already had the rest of his stuff, so I didn't need, the knife and obviously everything else there. So I got those, and then I also picked up, I picked up this. which is Catwoman from the Batman Returns. And I already had Catwoman, and I already had all of her accessories, but the one thing I didn't have was this stupid tiny little piece of rubber. I don't know how, I don't know, but this is her whip. So now I have a whip. So I'm gonna sell the Catwoman off with all the other ones that I've been taking the accessories from, because there's two things to this. One, if you go online, you go to eBay, you're gonna spend $10 to $15 for these accessories, or you can spend $10 to $15 for the character with the accessories. And to me, if they're gonna charge you the same amount of money, the same amount of shipping, why would you not just buy the entire thing, take the things out that you're looking for, and then sell the rest of them back off? Say you paid $15 for the figure with the accessories, sell the figure by $5, right? You get 5 of your 15 back. If you got it for 10, you sell it for 5. You're still going to get at least $5 for an accessory, or I'm sorry, a figure of some kind. So, anyways, there's that. All right, and then the last thing I picked up from this guy that I got the 2 controllers from was a manual, which I know I said a lot of trash about manuals, which I'm not super stoked about. But again, I got such a good deal on everything. This pretty much was thrown in, so I'm good with that, because I'm not going to spend a whole lot of money on manuals. But Sega Vision, right? So I have a few Nintendo Powers. One day we'll go through all my media, whatever you want to call it, magazines and such. But I didn't have these Sega Visions, so I have this one here with Eternal Champions, one of my favorite games as a kid. Another one that I didn't have was the Sega Visions here, which is Stop Watching Just TV, or Stop Just Watching TV. This is about the Sega Channel. We have Sonic 3 for the Sega Vision book. We have Sonic Spinball, and to add to my Nintendo Powers, Star Trek. And the thing that got me on this one, I think there was some reason I got on this one that I thought was really cool. I don't know if it was the back, or if there was something in the thing. Maybe it was because it has the poster. It does have the, oops. It does have, I think this is the poster. Yes, look at that. The Flintstones poster. How cool is that? So that I got to shove back in here now somewhere, wherever it goes. And it has a bunch of inserts in here as well, but anyways, I think it might have been just the back cover that I thought was really cool. But either way, look at that. This came from some dude up in Pennsylvania. We'll hide that, but anyway, look at that, the Mario van. And I don't know, I just think it's so cool. Alright, so that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, like, comment, please share and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time.